Am I live? Yeah, I think so. Um, yeah, I'm gonna pretend like I wasn't gone for like 2 months, and just go right into things. But yeah, Brittney Griner was back in the news today, and I figured that would be a good reintroduction, as my channel's been dormant for a while. I was reading about this at work today, that it was really a non-story, that she's still in Russia because of what happened earlier. If you want the background, all the background, I actually do have 2 videos on this. So yeah, if you want some context, you can watch them. But the news today that came out was that her trial in Russia for bringing marijuana into their airport, it was postponed 2 weeks. So it's really a non-story. But I was reading, it was trending on Twitter, and I was reading about it, and naturally, someone like me, someone like us reading the Twitter reactions to an insane story, like insane saga like this, the natural inclination would be just to laugh, SMH so hard. But I kept reading it and kept reading Twitter. And at first I thought like everything was just like comically insane. But you read the reactions from people on the left and people ostensibly on the right. And I felt like I just got like punched in the gut. I had this insane like black pilling wave fall over me. I don't know how to describe it. It felt like every tweet I was reading was from like some robot. It was like I don't know, like the DNC and RNC are just, they have this algorithm they're putting in a computer, and they're just printing out Twitter accounts, just spitting out party cringe propaganda, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to discern who is a real person and who is not on the internet. I guess Elon was right to pause his purchase of Twitter. But so yeah, since the Griner thing isn't really a story, I wanted to just look at Twitter and explain what I was saying. This is gonna show me the newer tweets, I suppose, but from a couple hours ago, there were the tweets and the comments. It was almost dystopian, I would call it. Like, how did we get here? Is what I was thinking. But let me try and find some. Yeah, so this was I think the first article. Court in Russia has extended the detention for Brittney Griner. Yeah. Why don't... Alright. Yeah, so basically stuff like this. Why don't POTUS just send them boys... So immediately, like, incoherent babble. Send them boys over to Russia and turn that shit into a parking lot. Mr. President, if you really want the black, I presume, community to ride with you, bring our sister home. I'm not sure what's Putin... Alright. I don't know how long I can do this. the charade is over. I can't in good faith do this video and keep my sanity reading Twitter. I'm not sure what's Putin endgame, but we can't continue to allow this mistreatment. I think in my second video of Brittney Griner being detained in Russia, first I'll preface this by saying no one knows what's going on with her in Russia because Russia is being tight-lipped about it. My guess was that she's just kind of in like a rich person jail, just kind of on house arrest. I would assume she gets meals, she gets time to do whatever. She's just kind of basically on a house arrest with I don't know, with no escape. That's what I would assume. You know, if it ends up coming out that, I don't know, they shaved her head, whipped her, starved her, I don't know, beat her senseless, then yeah, I'll walk back some of what I said, but I don't think Russia is going to torture a WNBA player, especially one that plays in their country and contributes to their sports economy, as inconsequential as that may seem. But people just hear Putin equal bad guy, Brittney Griner, black lesbian sport player equal good guy, good girl. And so, yeah, DEFCON 4. Alright, yeah. Based right-wing counter-signaling of Brittney Griner. There was a lot. If I can't find any of the stuff that I want, I'll try and recall my thoughts from earlier. Alright, yeah, this rhetoric, wrongfully detained. Every article and everything I saw on Twitter that we probably will see, it's this rhetoric is wrongfully detained. That was determined by the United States, not Russia, obviously. There hasn't been a trial yet. But since the United States has determined this, that's a main... There's no evidence. There's nothing. We don't know anything about what's going on other than that she was arrested for marijuana possession in the airport. But the United States has determined that she was wrongfully detained. So now everyone has free reign online to, I guess like me, I don't know, offer their 2 cents on it, but everyone's retarded and I'm not, so it's not the same. Vape cartridges. Whatever. There are a bunch of good tweets, both left and right, that I want to find. Every single day that Russia... Who the hell is this? Every single day that Russia wrongfully detains Brittney Griner is an injustice. I'm leading my colleagues in Congress to demand her immediate release, and we won't stop working until she's safely home. Who is this guy? What a dork. And this is just something I wanted to talk about, too. I assume I'm right when I said I assume the treatment of Brittney Griner is decent, fair. Other than that, they won't let her leave. But they're treating her as respectfully as they could treat a lawbreaker, if that makes sense. So you have all these people online demanding her release, demanding the United States send in SEAL Team 6 to extract a black law-breaking lesbian and a foreign superpower. So you have all that going on. But it's just infuriating because at the same time, You have the MAGA grannies and MAGA boomers still rotting in jail, getting these sham trials with these activists posing as judges. These people are literally withering away in jail. They don't let. I remember seeing like Marjorie Taylor Greene, like Louis Gohmert, and other people try to visit the jails one time, and they don't even let them in, because those are actual like human rights abuse going on in our country to American citizens. But you'll never hear Representative Greg Stanton mention any of that. Yeah, that's the worst part about all this. Anyone? No? Okay. Yeah, something with Alexei Navalny happened today too. He disappeared or something. Who cares? Now this. Where's all the bangers? There was a banger by Jim Jordan. I hope he didn't delete it. Putin is such an evil effing cunt. Yeah. Jeez. Where are all the good tweets? ESPN guy. Let's read this excellent insight. The Russians won't ever say we're holding Brittney Griner hostage, but by repeatedly postponing her trial, they're communicating their intentions. Danielle Gilbert, assistant professor of Who Cares, dragging out her detention, missing court deadlines. These are key indicators that we should question the legitimacy of her arrest. Precisely why the U.S. classified it as a wrongful detention. I have a theory, is that she was, shocker, rightfully arrested. She stood out like a sore thumb in the airport, obviously, given her stature. So, randomly selected or not, she had marijuana on her. And then when it was discovered that she had been arrested and was being held in Russia, the outcry, the retarded screeching from not our state-run media, our media-run state, about the quote-unquote human rights abuses going on with Brittney Griner. It wouldn't shock me if the Russians just decided to play along. Like, sure, maybe they were going to drag their feet with this because they're in the middle of a conflict, troops on the ground conflict with Ukraine. So I would assume they're a little busy at the moment. But you read all the nonsense in American media, and the U.S. government is actually stepping in. They're getting all their experts involved. This is all true. You can look this up. Trying to, negotiate diplomacy with Russia to expeditiously and peacefully return Brittney Griner back to the United States. So just as a FU to the United States for aiding Ukraine, lying about Russia in the media, it wouldn't surprise me if this was just a slight little FU from the Russians. That would be pretty funny. Yeah, Bill Richardson. He's like, he might be retired, I don't know. But he works in the government. He's like a hostage negotiator or something. She, her. So outrageous and heartbreaking. Let's play. Yeah. Donna Brazil. This was the win with black women, right? Be quiet, folk. Can anyone speak English anymore online? Alright, yeah, this is probably one I saw. If President Trump was in the White House, Brittney Griner, like A$AP Rocky and LiAngelo Ball, would have been home in the U.S. today. Just saying. The worst part about this, well, first thing is, like, how am I even supposed to determine if this is a bot anymore? Like, this kind of rhetoric is just so, it captures so much what the right-wing normie would say. And the worst part about the tweet is that there's a good chance that it's true. This is one of Trump's, we talk about this all the time. This is one of Trump's big flaws, is his undying wish, I don't know, undying, unwavering dedication to please people who hate him. And I know that has something to do with the people in his staff. I'm sure if Trump was running the country on his own, none of this would have happened. But yeah, so back to the tweet. LiAngelo Ball, this is an athlete trying to get, he's a basketball player. He was in China, I want to say, and like he just did like petty shoplifting or whatever. And Trump negotiated his release, whatever. China's like, sure, we don't want him anyway. And they sent him back. And then Trump got on Twitter, I remember, and was complaining that he hadn't received an apology, public or private, from LiAngelo Ball from negotiating his release from China. So that was one thing. And ASAP Rocky, probably more people know about it. What was he, detained in Sweden or something? For a while, I think, maybe a month or so, if I remember correctly. And they were kind of giving, Sweden, or whatever the country was giving ASAP Rocky a hard time. But then Trump stepped in and got him back. And not only did ASAP Rocky, who is like a black rapper, by the way, not only did he not say thank you to Trump, I think down the line, he said something along the lines of like, fuck Trump or something. So, if this person is not a bot, and actually, regardless, I'm sure there's still right-wingers that legitimately believe this. And whether it's true or not, the fact that we are saying this as if it's a good thing or something to be proud of or something that we should work toward, that's what black pill means. It's very dystopian reality. I don't know. Nick's been mentioning respawning on Twitter a lot. I might have to look into that. You know, it would, what's the meme? It ain't much, but it's honest work. If I could get back on Twitter, and try and fix these people, it would be a noble deed, whether I could get anything done or not. But this tweet is just insane to me. Jim Jordan tweeted something very similar. I hope I can find it. I'm not gonna type his name. I don't know. Free Brittney. Is this today? Brittney Griner should not be detained. She should not be detained for a single day longer. Okay, anything new to offer? Where's all the sport heads comments? Keep her in exchange for lower gas prices? I would do that. You wouldn't say that if you was... But since you ain't, you want to be a funny guy, SMH. That joke won't go viral, lame. Okay. Like, I don't... Do people think she just flew to their country and they just immediately arrested her off the plane? I think it's been made... people have been made well aware that she was arrested for drug possession. Yeah, I mean, pretty straightforward. Don't smuggle drugs. Like, is this for real? How is she supposed to know? Really? Is that legal in our country? We can't bring marijuana to airports, can we? I don't think so. Unless you have like a medical card or something, maybe? Yeah, I mean, Joe Schmo. If you tell Joe Schmo what's going on. I was watching a Destiny Nick debate. It was the stream with Alberto, Kai, Nick, and whoever else was there. And Destiny was saying, like, if, I don't know, something happens, his first remark is like, oh, well, what did the other person do? You know? So you tell Joe Schmo on the street, you say, hey, Brittney Griner, famous black American lesbian, was arrested in Russia. And Joe Schmo say, oh no, she was arrested. What did she do? I feel like that should be your first inclination, is to get more context. And I don't know, what's the liberal response? Is dude, I don't know, Russia, don't you get it? She's in Putin's clutches. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're all losing sleep over this. Brittney Griner's attention in Russia was just extended. Russian state media and diplomats have tweeted very little about her since she was arrested. There's only tweets mentioning Griner since February. I cannot possibly imagine what could be more important to Russian state media than Brittney Griner. Perhaps a war, world economies collapsing, anything like that. Like, this, I'm assuming, is a real person, but how could you be so retarded to tweet such a thing? Like, even just type the draft and then think about it. What could someone refute my tweet with? Do people not do this? I always proofread, because I'm responsible. Ed Markey. I've heard that name before. You old geezer. I need to bring Brittney home. There's only so much I could say. So, okay. Brittney Griner is a prime example of what happens when the President of the United States is not respected. What does that mean? Is this guy right-wing or left-wing? Father, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he's ostensibly right-wing. Okay, he's a right-winger. So what does that tweet mean? Brittney Griner is a prime example of what happens when the President of the United States is not respected. Okay, no dispute about this, that Joe Biden is, like, it's a clown show in America right now. No one's going to dispute that. But say Trump was in office. That's so blackpilling to think about. If Trump was in office, would he be ardently negotiating for the release of Brittney Griner from Russia? Like, could you imagine him just, like, calling Putin on the phone, like, hey, bud, hey, Buster, you have our strongest lesbian. Time to hand her over. And I can only imagine, like, Putin in Russia would be like, hey, we're at war right now, actually, with Ukraine. So you're gonna have to call us back, okay? Give us a year or so. Does that just not matter to people anymore. Russia is still at war with Ukraine. I guess it's went on longer than people expected, but Russia, I'm sure Russia isn't terribly concerned with like their day-to-day petty crimes. Whatever. Okay, this is verified. Why is there no urgency to help Brittney Griner? All I see is hashtags and shirts. Yeah, I mean, because there's just like retards and normies like you on Twitter. What are the Twitter people supposed to do other than do hashtags and wear T-shirts? What does he want? This is why I should be verified on Twitter. Making shit happen. Oh yeah, I saw this too. NBA player JaVale McGee. Somebody in the WNBA is one of our own. For one of our own to be locked up in a foreign country, it's just truly heartbreaking. I remember thinking this is probably the most mild thing he could have said, but at the same time, he could sound concerned. Because as an employee of the NBA, you are technically like not beholden to the WNBA, but you're tied at the hip. The WNBA relies on the NBA to survive. But the expectation is that the NBA pays their players to go watch WNBA games in the NBA offseason, do public appearances, say uplifting nonsense on Twitter about the WNBA, yada yada yada. So I don't know what I was getting at. I'm rusty. I haven't done this in like 2 months. But the juices are flowing. It's just the execution's a little off. Oh yeah, I remember seeing this one. This is a woman. I remember reading this and I noticed it was a woman. And it said, "Why isn't the administration prioritizing getting Brittney Griner released?" And I assumed it was genuine. And this is, Captain Obvious, Russia, or no, not Russia. Because why isn't the administration blah blah blah? Because it's not important, obviously. This, if I was on Twitter, this sounds like something I would tweet. Why isn't the administration prioritizing getting Brittney Griner released? Like obvious shit post. But I saw this woman post it, and I assumed it was genuine. And after doing some cursory research on Carol Roth, I think she's, kind of ghastly looking, but appearing with Glenn Beck means you're somewhat right-wing. So, I don't know. Kudos to you, Carol Roth. Good tweet, I guess. Oh, is this the Jim Jordan tweet? Oh, whoops. I don't even know how to use Twitter. Bing bong. Yeah, now we're talking. Everyone knows President Trump would have negotiated Brittney Griner's release by now. I hope that's not true. And B, damn it, it might be true. That's, let me get a drink. I've seen this account before. This woman. 410,000 followers. I was convinced that was a bot. Now I'm not so sure. But Jim Jordan is a divisive guy, I suppose, so his comments should be interesting. But I mean, like, I see left-wing shitpost. I assume this is a bot. Like, who is, in clear conscience posting this, thinking, like, this is good? I don't know. This seems bot-like. I'm not sure. You missed the latest talking point. GQP is going to take our Social Security and Medicare. I feel like I've been hearing that for as long as I've been alive, that each party is taking away your Social Security and Medicare. This is what leads me to believe like everyone's a bot online. Like, who is posting this person? Same person. Are they implying Trump is Jewish here? Do I need to investigate this? Fuck Putin and the NRA. Okay, whatever. Then why hasn't he? Why haven't you? Gee, I don't know. Yes. Putin is using her as a hostage. That's like the crux of this, I guess. Is that I'm assuming people wouldn't be upset if I don't know, there were video footage of like Brittney Griner's day to day. And I don't know, she was, like I said, if she was just on like some kind of house arrest. But everyone's just assuming the worst. That and like we're not at. I mean, I guess technically you could argue we're at war with Russia because we're aiding Ukraine, but I guess literally speaking, we're not at war with Russia. Brittney Griner is not a soldier. She's a lesbian, so she's not a prisoner of war. She doesn't have any compromising information to hand over. So that makes me assume that they're not torturing her, any nonsense like that. But everyone online is all those hyperbolic screeching. And David Pippi, you dumb boomer. Putin is using her as a hostage. I mean, what is that? Is that implying that they're using her as like some kind of bargaining chip? Like, oh my God, Putin has America's best female basketball player, and he knows this, and he's going to milk as much value out of that as he can before he even considers sending her back to the United States. Do people think that thought is actually going on in Putin's head? I wouldn't even be surprised if he didn't even know this was going on. He didn't even know that she was arrested. Because he's a real leader, actually, so he's probably too busy. The reaction from male athletes is even worse. Okay. Funny. Everyone knows Donald Trump would let Brittney Griner stay in a Russian prison because she's gay. Hell, they lock her up in Texas. Funny, but probably not true. But do people actually believe this? Like, this phenomenon, this has to be a bot to me. There's nobody. How could anybody tweet this and not, like, laugh? Native Californian, proud liberal, multiracial, science and evidence matters. What Lady Liberty says is the America I know. Please no DMs. Did I say 520,000 tweets? That's mental illness. Okay, Nick Adams. This guy sucks. Let's see what... I actually haven't seen this yet. Russia has extended the detention of WNBA anthem... Hey, Jesus Christ. Anthem hater Brittney Griner on drug smuggling charges until July 2nd. This will be more than 4 months in Russian jail for Griner. 1. President Trump would have had her home instantly. 2. I hope she appreciates the flag and anthem now. I couldn't have concocted a worse tweet if I tried. This guy's not even American, I think. I think he's Australian? Yeah, okay. Australian. If anyone's ever seen this guy's tweets before, it sounds like if a liberal would pose as like a right-wing normie or Trump sycophant. That's what they would write. But this guy is serious, and he's actually a real person. President Trump would have had her home instantly. Yeah, this is the dilemma that we face with Trump. I don't know if that's true. We have no way to know. But it's not 0% that Trump would have at least tried to get her back expeditiously. That's the worst part. And he even mentions here, I don't know, she's an anthem and flag disrespecter. This is a militant black lesbian. Do people think any amount of benevolence Trump or any right-winger extended towards her, do they think that would be reciprocated at all? Like you saw with A$AP Rocky, LiAngelo Ball. We have case studies in this. And like Nick Adams, this is a guy with clout, obviously. And, 306,000, what percentage of that are bots? Who the hell knows? Probably a good chunk because this guy's retarded. But I hope people aren't reading this and, nodding their head like, yeah, Trump, the humanitarian, he would have bent over backwards trying to, bent over backwards against, not because it would have been the right thing to do, because an American citizen was being held hostage by evil Putin. People, I don't know how people don't understand that there are more important things going on in the world now. And I don't know, I guess that's kind of pea-brain thing to say. But there's important things going on every day, and this detainment of Brittney Griner will never be the most important thing in any country on a given day. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So we will let the Russian judicial system run its course. In the meantime, no one with an IQ above 100 gives a shit about this. Because, I don't know, I spent $70 on gas today and stuff like that. Okay, gross. Brittney Griner is not being held by the Biden administration. Yeah, we know. Is this... I am scoffing. I am audibly scoffing at this. She's being illegally, the United States has determined she's being illegally detained. Russia has not said as much, so since Russia has detained her, I am obliged to take them at their word. Putin state with his knowledge. Has this been verified? Does Putin know about this? I haven't read anything to confirm this. She's fake news. I'm going to click her profile in a second. This isn't a movie. This is her life and future at stake. At the end of the day, Russia decides what happens to her. What a fantastical case of delusion and fear-mongering. I assume she has comments turned off. Because I definitely would have said something online If this is my shit posting account, but it's banned, unfortunately. PhD student? I thought this was an old bitch. Jeez Louise, I guess that is a young person. This is who we have in Harvard. Maybe here's a white pill. I don't know, in the class of 2040 or whatever, in the graduation pics from like Harvard and Yale or whatever, all the photos are just going to be all black people. And eventually, whites, Jews, Asians, all of them, eventually everyone will just stop applying to Harvard. And then Harvard will become the new Howard Howard College. And everything will be flipped on its head. And the whole Ivy League, this whole thing going on with like Ivy League schools, people going there and going on to be these bad actors in government and Hollywood and whatever. If we get more Kimberly St. Julian Varnans comprising Harvard, Yale, whatever, I guess the logical conclusion of that is Ivy League schools will lose their luster and prestige. That's pretty nuanced, huh? Wouldn't that be funny? There's some optimism. I'm worried for them. I'm not. I have to pee, so I might be done with this soon. But anyone who ever watches this or listens to it, maybe I should. Maybe I could put this on. Oh wait, I have a Substack. Maybe I could put it on there because I like to write because I'm good at it. Maybe I'll do that. Anything good here? Yeah, Jim Jordan. Here's another thing. I've been watching a lot of Scott Greer's show, or I guess listening to it. He's very good. And funny enough, he's been talking about sports in a lot of his past shows, so more engaging for me. But I do watch for the political content. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just a sports fag, but he was talking about Kevin McCarthy not too long ago. And this was very nuanced, and it gave me a new perspective, and I appreciated that. About Kevin McCarthy, like we all, as conservatives, we all shit on McCarthy for good reason. He acknowledged that, but at the end of the day, in their races, who's better? But they're in Congress. There's the McCarthys, the Jim Jordans, or whatever. These people are clearly retards. They're clearly, bought and paid for, whatever. As you can see here, Jim Jordan is not the sharpest knife in the drawer. But now that I'm thinking about it, he's a Trump sycophant, So at the end of the day, we need Trump. Anyone willing to, grovel to Trump probably is a net positive for us. So as awful as Jim Jordan is making himself look with this tweet, I don't know, maybe I should not spend so much energy shitting on the guy. Yeah. Oh, WNBA. Maybe it'll get... I was going to watch an epic WNBA highlight, but YouTube will probably restrict my video. Oh, I remember this. Okay, this will be the last thing. Actually, what does the readout say? Yeah, they're literally... This is in my other video. They're literally meeting with the State Department. Jan 6 people rot in jail for no reason. MAGA grandma rots in jail for walking through the velvet rope in the Capitol. Yet we have the highest law in the land, I guess second highest or whatever, under the Supreme Court, negotiating with Russia to free this person. who actually broke the law. Total clown country, am I right? Who's with me? Let's see. Trump got the Ball brothers. Yeah, LiAngelo Ball. Released from China. Okay, it was China. Even though they gave him shit. Joe Biden hasn't done a damn thing for Brittney Griner. Not a peep. Oh, yeah, he's racist. Yes, this isn't the OWN you think it is. Okay, another Blaze TV person. The Chad Prather Show. WatchChad.com. There's no way this person has 287,000 followers. Organic followers. When Joe Biden goes crawling on his hands and knees to Saudi Arabia, blah, blah, blah. What if that said Israel? Would Chad Prather tweet that, perhaps? But yeah, this is just... What do we call that? Like, liberals, like the lefties or whatever, they're blue-pilled. That doesn't mean all right-wingers are red-pilled. What do we just call people ostensibly on the right, but they're just unbearably retarded like this guy? Is that just what a normie is? I don't know. I don't know exactly what the term would be. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, ask the question is to answer it. He got the Ball brothers released from China, even though they gave him shit. Is that really the OWN you think it is? Is this an endorsement of Trump? If anything, I read that, and that would make me think less of Trump. You have these people talking shit about him, talking shit about Trump. They get in trouble. Their only hope is Trump. Trump helps them, and they continue to talk shit about him. If anything, Trump looks like the dunce here. No? And these right-wing people, I guess we'll call them, tweet that out as like some kind of feather in the cap of Trump, that even though Trump is bending over backwards to help people who hate him, that makes him better than Joe Biden. Or I don't understand this thought process at all. You're right, it's strange having a president who isn't friends with Putin. Yeah, this is retarded. I think, didn't Trump even say like he wasn't friends, but he was friendly with Putin? It's good to have good relations with these powers, these foreign powers, to be on the same level of understanding. And people conflate that with I don't know, treason, that we're not letting Russia like run all over us or whatever. I don't know. It was UCLA. They have connections in China. Did LiAngelo Ball thank him? Who knows? Trump didn't do shit. Why isn't WNBA going on strike until she's come? Gross. Funny, they won't take a stance when it comes to their money. That's the nuanced take we've been looking for. The real reason the WNBA isn't doing enough, when they've already been in touch with the United States State Department and the president. The real reason we haven't gotten Brittney Griner back, or we're not trying hard enough, because the WNBA needs to make their money. Yeah, debunked. The WNBA survives off the teat of the NBA. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Debunked, owned, wrecked. I'm extremely worried about her well-being. Yeah, so I'll end with this. I am 99% sure Brittney Griner is fine, being treated humanely. Martin Shkreli just got out of jail. I would liken Brittney Griner's situation probably something similar to Martin Shkreli. Upper class jail, if that makes any sense. So yeah, more Brittney Griner nonsense, but that's been the lifeblood of my channel, so I wanted to discuss it. So yeah, that's it. If anyone ever watches this, thank you. Like, share, subscribe. Vouch for me on cozy.tv, because I'm not gonna market myself in the chat myself anymore, because that's cringe and selfish. So I need people to do it for me. Please. Thank you. Bye bye.